Hello, this is Dazzling One, and I want to give you a channel update before getting into some current events. First off, I would like to thank those of you who have stuck with this channel for the past 2 years. I have seen great improvements in the channel and my presentation, thanks to your prayer, support, and constructive criticism. And with that in mind, it has led me to want to revamp some of my older videos because the information is still crucial, but because of the poor audio quality or narration, it's not as effective as it could be had it had better audio. So what I've done is I have privated some of those videos that I plan on re-uploading. If you are searching for one of those videos, like one of my subscribers asked me about the 13 Bloodlines of the Illuminati 3-part series, he could not find any of those 3 videos. It's because I have privated it, but I do plan on coming back to it when I have more time to update the information in the video and to do it, because videos like that take a lot more time. That is one thing I wanted to update you on, as well as the fact that in some of my past videos, because I use introduction music at the beginning, I used to use a larger chunk, so rather than 20 to 30 seconds, it was 40 to 50 seconds, sometimes even a minute. It led to copyright strikes, so rather than taking down the entire video, I took out the music at the beginning. So if you click on the video and you hear nothing at the beginning, I don't know if you can see the annotation on a phone. I might have to put it in the description box as well, but I have instructions to skip ahead to when the video starts. Also, I have been creating playlists for the past year or so, categorizing each video into the category it belongs, because if you're new to the channel, maybe you're more interested in paranormal topics or conspiracy topics or motivation, encouragement, then you can look at the playlist rather than wading through 115 videos. And so some of you guys ask me about what I'm doing outside of YouTube, like school, and I just wanted to update you that, for one thing, I feel so cliche saying this, I don't get back to some of you guys for a very long time because I like to give you a thorough response. I do read your messages, but sometimes I don't respond right away, and I apologize. But I have been really busy, not with school, but with editing my manuscripts that I'm planning on pushing to the publishing phase next month. Please pray for me on that because it can be a brutal process, but it's not impossible. As well as I will be returning to school next fall for 2 more years at the university, so it's going to be a whole different type of experience than it has been with community college. With that said, let's get into some current events. Apple versus the FBI. There's this ongoing controversy that Apple should create an encryption key for the FBI to access the San Bernardino shooter's iPhone. However, Apple refuses because it could lead to creating a backdoor for the FBI into any law-abiding citizen's phone. So there have been people who have spoken for and against Apple's decision. The government claims that they just want to access his phone. Once they're done, they'll destroy the encryption key and they will not do it to anybody else. They're just trying to find out critical information that may solve this mystery. However, many people do not buy it, and the last I checked, there were protests organized in certain parts of the country to protest against FBI wanting an encryption key. Sadly, though, if you go back to the whole iCloud situation where all these celebrities' iCloud photos were leaked, it's not a coincidence whose photos were leaked. Anybody in the government has access. If a hacker can hack in, so can the government. It's not that our phones are any safer. And I don't think it's just iPhones. I think any phone, the government has access to it. I think right now that they're just giving us a little show, but in reality, they're going to tell you it has already been. Then you have campaigns such as If You See Something, Say Something, which made its debut in 2002, which is a while ago after 9/11, but they're asking for $1 million for stricter rules, and this would involve the internet as well. So if you see someone that's suspicious on the internet, then you can contact a non-emergency law enforcement number. Where is the line drawn? Who is considered dangerous? Is it somebody who makes a video that doesn't agree with current laws or legislature? Is it someone who's making authentic terroristic threats? Where is that line drawn? That's what I want to know. And I honestly do not think it's a good thing at all. But I do think slowly we're seeing more and more of our freedom slipping out of our grasp, as well as the fact that we are moving closer to an Orwellian sort of society. The next thing I want to talk about is the Zika virus, and it's something that I've seen covered by other channels, but if you are like me and you kind of want a little background on it really quickly, then I'll give you the brief history. So Zika virus was first discovered in 1947 by scientists in the Zika forest, hence the name, when they were researching a rhesus monkey with yellow fever. The first evidence of Zika virus in humans was in the year 1952, and it spread in equatorial Africa into Asia between the years of 1951 and 1981. It had cases in 2007 in Micronesia, between the years of 2013 and 14 in Oceania, and the first case of Zika virus outside of Africa and Asia was confirmed in Brazil in April of 2015. So, since then, it has spread to the Caribbean, other parts of South America, Central America, and North America. We have had cases in the United States as well. Zika virus is said to be connected to microcephaly, or smaller heads in infants. There's a claim they have found evidence of it in infants' brain tissue, and that's why they say the two are linked. Usually people that have this virus experience symptoms of conjunctivitis or red eyes, rashes, and fevers. It's especially dangerous to pregnant women, and the spread through mosquitoes and sexually. First off, I just want to say that, is it another boogeyman like Ebola? Will it spread, or will it be another virus that is forgotten tomorrow? With the 2016 Olympics being held in Brazil, it does raise concerns if it really is spreading at the rate they say it is. There are some conspiracy theories surrounding it. On February 3rd of 2016, an article by Argentinian doctors who call themselves the physicians in crop spray towns went viral. They allege that instead of the mild mosquito-borne Zika virus, the increase in microcephaly cases is caused by a larvicide that contains the chemical pyriproxyfen. This larvicide is employed in mosquito control efforts against the Aedes aegypti mosquito, the type that can carry Zika, including using it to kill eggs in public water supplies. Naturally, the mainstream media comes out to refute them and say that they know nothing about basics of Zika virus, as well as because there is no general consensus from the scientific community that they are wrong, that Monsanto does not produce larvicides. However, Monsanto is no angel either, and I would not be surprised if this virus was not manufactured. It's not the first time that a virus has been manufactured, and it always gets me that these viruses start off in countries where they would want to reduce the population, like Africa or South or Central America. It's always in these impoverished countries. Some people may argue it's because hygiene isn't the greatest, but honestly, I think it's just another way of weeding out certain groups of people. There is the Kalamazoo shooting as well. On Saturday, February 21st, a lone gunman picked targets seemingly at random in 3 separate shooting incidents. 6 people lost their lives and 3 were seriously injured. The suspect was 45-year-old Uber driver Jason Brian Dalton. The man had no record of criminal history. You constantly see this propaganda about gun control, stricter legislation, and about wanting to have stricter laws about background checks. Going back to what I said about the whole, if you see something, say something. Once a person has had some kind of accusation against them, I'm sure that in the future that they will not be able to own a gun. A lot of their basic rights that they may have had will be taken away from them. And also, even with mental illness, it's still a very gray area because constantly the diagnostic statistical manual is updating and redefining what mental illness is, removing parts of it, adding parts of it on. So who knows with background checks who will really be exempt right now? We think just people that are crazy. But the real goal is to disarm the general population. Of course, they're going to start with the undesirables. And undesirables would be people who are deemed a threat. And once again, what defines what is a threat? So then there's Russia and Turkey as well. In Ankara, there was a car bombing last Wednesday, February 18th, and it was during late rush hour traffic. It was a bus full of militants. Turkey blamed Syrian national Salih Nakar, a member of the Kurdish YPG group fighting in Syria and affiliated to the PKK. Both groups are considered terrorist groups in Turkey. 14 are suspected right now. And as of today, Turkey is accusing Russia and Syria, along with the Islamic State militants and U.S.-backed Syrian Kurdish militia, of attempting to form a terror belt along its borders with Syria, and they won't let it happen. This is serious stuff right now, because this conflict between Russia and Turkey could be used, and the U.S. is involved with this, yet we hear very little about it because of topics such as the 2016 elections, which is what I wanted to briefly discuss next. So like always, I say I'm apolitical for a reason. I do not believe in a two-party system. I think they are two wings of the same bird. It's a scary thought to imagine any of these candidates in office, and they're constantly using them as a smokescreen to keep us distracted from the real issues going on in the world. It's all part of that Hegelian dialectic. You have candidates like Donald Trump, which are pure entertainment, going up against the Pope about building walls, and it's just outrageous. The next topic I want to discuss is the South China Sea dispute. So the dispute is heating up, but not a lot of people know too much about it. And it's over certain islands known as the Paracels and the Spratlys, which may have reserves of natural resources around them. There is little detailed exploration of the area, and the sea is also a major shipping route and home to fishing grounds that supply the livelihoods of people across the regions. So you can imagine why these areas are prized by nations like China. China claims the largest portion of the territory. It's defined by the 9-dash line, which stretches hundreds of miles south and east for most southerly province of Henan. Beijing says its rights to the area goes back to centuries when the Paracel and Spratly Island chains were regarded as integral parts of the Chinese nation, and in 1947 it issued a map detailing claims. Other nations, such as Vietnam, dispute China's historical account. The Philippines lays claim to Scarborough Shoal. Malaysia and Brunei lay claim to territory in the South China Sea, and there is a bloody history over territory in the region. Other nations want to mediate in this affair because of this dispute going on, and of course the U.S. has gotten themselves involved, warning China not to elbow aside the countries it is conflicted over the island. And one of the ways they did so is by selling a U.S. warship. So tensions are high between China and the United States, as well as with this whole Turkey and Syria situation with North Korea. Tensions are high, as always, between North and South Korea. According to the Daily Mail on February 23rd, 2016, it was announced that South Korea will rehearse invading North Korea with the United States in a giant joint military drill involving 300,000 troops. While the U.S. and ally South Korea regularly stage joint military exercises, this is the first time it will stage a preemptive strike on North Korea. According to Reuters, North Korea warns against U.S.-South Korea military's exercise. They warned on Tuesday of harsh retaliation against South Korea and its ally, the United States, which are preparing for annual joint military exercises next month amid heightened tensions following North Korea's nuclear test and rocket launch. This is following North Korea's claim that they created a hydrogen bomb. Also, on Super Bowl Sunday, when North Korea's satellite flew directly over Silicon Valley and the United States failed to see it, which I have doubts about because it seems it'd be hard to miss one of your enemies flying a satellite over you when you're a highly developed country. So, in short, I just want to say that continue to pray for our nation, and also continue to look outside of the mainstream news and what they're telling you, because tensions are high with the United States and other nations, yet we're only getting what Hillary and Donald are saying. There needs to be more awareness about that as well. That you enjoyed the video and that you have a wonderful week. Take care and God bless.